And want to remind you that legalized sports wagering just a little over an hour away from downtown Cleveland, right off I-90, Presque Isle, Downs and Casino in Erie, Pennsylvania. They have the Bet America Sportsbook, 50 state-of-the-art kiosks. You walk in, it's touchscreen. It's very easy to place a bet. Legalized sports wagering just an hour away, Presque Isle, Downs and Casino. Well, time to welcome in our point spreads expert. When we talk point spreads, we bring in Ryan Fowler. And Ryan, appreciate the time very much. Let's take a look at Fowlers-five. We're going to begin with the Browns getting 7 in on this line from the Ravens on the road against the Ravens. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, a tough matchup, obviously, within the division, against a rival. But let's look back at the Browns game against the Rams. I think they showed a lot of progress. I know it wasn't the end result that a lot of people wanted. I know Freddie Kitchens got a lot of help for the play calling, even though some people wonder if Baker checked off at the line. But there was improvement there. The line, yeah, Baker got sacked. That's going to be a big thing throughout the year. As long as the O-line's protecting Baker Mayfield, they have a chance. But I think 7 points in a divisional matchup where the Ravens defense isn't what it used to be. Seattle's Legion of Boom isn't what it used to be. The Ravens defense isn't what it used to be. I think this can be scored on, and I think 7 is too many points. I'll take the Browns in the 7.
We'll move on, and a game with the Patriots. The Patriots favored by 7 against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo.
Yeah, in Buffalo, their defense is legit. There's no doubt about that, but their offense is still a little suspect. They struggled to score points against the Bengals defense last week, and it cost them. I think there's a lot to like about what the Bills are doing this year, but the Patriots are rolling, right? I know they don't have Antonio Brown anymore, but it didn't seem like they needed him to begin with. I think it was just kind of an addition there, and now you have addition by subtraction, right? But you go into Buffalo, tough place to play, but I think the Patriots are rolling right now. And the best offense for the Bills right now is their defense turning the ball over or forcing a turnover, and then Josh Allen getting to work with a short field. I don't think Tom Brady is going to be handing out too many gifts this weekend, and I think that the Patriots are able to cover the 7. Tough game, but I like the Patriots with their way they're playing here early on.
We'll move on. The Chargers are favored by 15 against the Dolphins. I think you and I would be favored against the Dolphins at this point. Chargers 15-point favorites on the road in Miami. Who do you like in this one?
This one makes me a little nervous. I'm not going to BS you on that one. I think this one's a little bit suspect only because they do have to travel across country and play at Miami. Miami kind of hung around with the Cowboys the first half, but I do like the Chargers in this. The funny thing is, if you want a reason to fade my pick and go the opposite direction, when you look at the consensus picks and with how many points that the Dolphins are getting, this is a 50-50 split. So whereas you looked at the Patriots matchup, you looked at the Cowboys matchup, and everybody was on the Cowboys and Patriots, this one with the Miami Dolphins at home, getting 15 on their home turf, it's 50-50 right now against the spread. So I would understand why people would want to go the other way. I think that the Chargers, again, they have a lot of faults. They're not perfect, but I think even against the Miami Dolphins, with their pass defense as bad as it is, Phillip Rivers, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, they chop it up and they get the cover on the road.
We'll move on. Another interesting matchup, the Vikings at the Bears. Bears at home favored by 1.5 against Minnesota. Who do you like in that one?
This seems like one of those games where Kirk Cousins melts down. You have to play on the road, and Cousins isn't the sharpest guy when there's a lot of pressure on him, when the lights are on him. And this is a big divisional matchup. The Vikings have been rolling right now with Dalvin Cook. It really hasn't been Kirk Cousins. It hasn't been Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. It's been Dalvin Cook, the running back who's been injured the last 2 years. But the Bears' rush defense is so good, Dalvin's going to have to break through that to really get that offense clicking. I do expect the under to hit in this matchup, but I also like the Bears at home to cover the small spread. I'll take the Bears.
And we move on the final of Fowlers-five. Cowboys at the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback for New Orleans. Cowboys are 2.5-point favorites on the road in New Orleans. Who do you like in that one?
So last week I took the Seahawks giving 4 to the Saints. Now, if you go back to that matchup, the Seahawks spotted the Saints 14 points early. There was a punt return for a touchdown, and then there's a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So if you subtract those 14 points, Teddy Bridgewater's offense didn't do enough to catch the Seahawks. The Seahawks would have blown them out. So I'm still a little nervous about Teddy Bridgewater running that offense. It's completely different, obviously, without Drew Brees there. It's just not clicking on all cylinders, and the defense is stepping up and was able to get that straight-up win at Seattle last weekend against the Cowboys. I think you run into a buzzsaw here. The Cowboys are playing really good football right now. Their defense is way better than the Seahawks, and I think that the Cowboys are going to be able to cover here on the road. Tough matchup, but Teddy Bridgewater's offense doesn't inspire me to take him this time.
There it is. Fowlers 5, Ryan Fowler. Always good stuff. Appreciate it very much.